on everyone? Back here with another top moves. This time Jun Kazama, Jin's mama. For those of you who think she plays like Asuka, I mean, she's got some similar moves, but she's got her own playstyle, and she's even got 2 different stances. So you know, she's not really a clone if anyone's thinking that. And you'll find out why when I show you guys the moves. So let's jump straight into it. So first of all, we got her 1-2, which is a 10 frame punish. Now, why doesn't Asuka have this? Her 10 frame punish is appalling. It's just a 1. Why can't, like, how simple is it to make it a natural 1-2? This is already why Jun's better. Yeah, it's quick, it's 10 frame, and yeah, it's more damage than 8. So it's pretty good to start off with, and it's a necessity if you're going to punish people. Next up, we got 3+4, which is a low crushing mid, I wouldn't say launcher, I don't even know if you can get anything after that, but it's a safe mid, and just think of it like Paul's cartwheel, but yeah, I don't think there's any combo from it, but it's great, man. If you think someone's going to do a low, you immediately can knock them down and go into your next mix-up. I don't know what's wrong with my voice, but it's all muffled. But anyway, let's just keep going. So next up is down 2. Now, these are the kind of mids that I like, the downwards hitting, spiking kind of mids. It does knock down on counter hit as well, and it's just like a great poke, like 20 damage. It's pretty decent, and it'll make people not want to duck. And as you can see there, yeah, it knocks over, probably some sort of follow up. And yeah, really good mid that you should be using. Okay, so here we got our first low. It's down 4. Now, it's only -11, and it's 15 frame startup. That's unseeable, so this low is pretty quick. And if people start to try to interrupt it or punish it, there's an extension, down 4-4. So anyone playing too eager and trying to spam, you know, you're going to knock them over with the extension. And yeah, as you can see, it's good to just harass people. Just keep pissing them off until they eventually duck, and then you can get a launcher. So this move, I believe, is essential. It's something I would use a lot if I was going to use her. It's 1+2. It's a 12 frame counter hit launcher. 12 frames is super fast, you know, so it'd be pretty good in the neutral game, but it is -11, so it is punishable, but I think it's worth the risk to get a full combo, and it's super quick as well. So alright, here we got her first stance, which is the Izu stance. She has heaps of extension in this stance, but I'm just going to go through the main ones that actually are viable. So there, as you can see, after the first hit, which is the stance, you can do 1-2. And the 2 knocks down, which I'll just show you here. So that's a pretty good string. Then you can do 1+2, which I just showed you there. An awesome mid, safe, keeps him standing to keep the pressure on. You can also do 1-4, which I showed there, and it's got its own hell sweep, but I wouldn't recommend that one. There's better moves to use. There's like quick low and you know, the mid that I showed you. And then when they're finally conditioned to block, you can do the throw out of it, which is 1+4. So that's pretty cool. I just wanted to point out as well, just to make your opponent guess up more, you can super delay your input after you go into stance. So that's, see that? I went into stance there and I took ages to press the button. So chances of a counter hit, pretty likely. Okay, so I tried my best to not include any Asuka's moves, but Asuka, what is that? Asuka, that's better. To include any of her moves and all of Jun's original unique moves, but full crouch down forward 2 is just too good. It's just such a good poke, you know, great reason to make them duck, and you can do while standing 2-1 for the mix-up because it's a natural combo, and 38 damage is pretty decent. So there's a little 50-50 for you guys to go along with the low poke. Just another little quick tip, doing a down jab and then going to full crouch is a great way to disguise it instead of just ducking in front of your opponent. And also, when you do that more than once, that will make your opponent think he's going to do the low here. So then you can just go bang with the mid, you know what I mean? Okay, so this string here has about 2 billion mix-ups, so I'll try quickly go through it. So back 2-1 is a mid and a high, right? You can delay the 1, so if people haven't seen this before, chances are they'll get hit by the 1, and then you can go into either back to 1-1, which is a mid, or back to 1 4. The mid is negative 13, but you know that really doesn't matter if the person is trying to duck the high. Now on top of that, after back 2-1, you can then go into all the stances, like Izu stance and the other stance, Gen stance, which you haven't seen yet, and that just creates more mix-ups. But what about if they just duck the second hit, which is the high? Wouldn't that eliminate all mix-ups? Wrong. You can do back 2-3, which is a mid, and it knocks down. So you've got to move for every situation there. Just depends what kind of opponent you got, really. So now I'll quickly touch on the other stance, Gen stance, which is back 1+2. The notable moves are 1, which is a good chunky low. It's pretty quick, and it's good to harass your opponent, get them scared. It's negative 13 though, so be careful. Then you've got 3, which is the best move in the stance for sure, which is a spike type mid. Knocks them on top of the head, as you can see. And it's negative 4, so you can do this to bait the opponent to hit you next and just sidestep, launch them. And finally you've got 4, which is a high, and it's +4. And it knocks down on natural hit. How good is this move, yeah? So yeah, you'd obviously use this one until they duck, then you use the mid, and you try to get a counter hit with the mid, or you harass them with the low. Those are the options I'd use anyway. Okay, so next up, much like the last move we just talked about, down back 1-4, you can delay the 4 to the maximum. You know, maybe get a counter hit. If they're going to start ducking, you can just condition with the down back 1 and then do a grab, or you know, do a hop kick or something. Yeah, so this move's great to condition, and it's got a built-in mid just in case as well. And the mid's only negative 11, so it's worth going for the mix-up, I think. And you can trick your opponent with a lot of things just by using down back 1, so yeah, it's pretty decent. And finally, I'd just like to add, on counter hit, as you can see, it does a Tekken 7 like screw, so you can definitely extend the combo from this. And the mid actually would wall splat, it just knocks them really far away. So yeah, it's pretty useful at the wall, or in any situation really. Okay, so this is super sick in my opinion. Now, I don't use Asuka, so I don't know what her while standing moves are. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have this. Her while standing 1-4 is already a mix-up in itself, so you can delay the 4, and it's safe. And if you press 2 after just the 1-4, you get a low punch that knocks down on counter hit. Obviously, it's launch punishable, but you can also do a shoulder from this as well. So while standing 1-4 into shoulder, and just a great mix-up, you know. Like even if you just do while standing 1-4 in the neutral game, you can already mix your opponent up even if they've blocked it, you know, because there's so many good options. So okay, so again, guys, I'm sorry, but I had to include another one of Asuka's moves. Why am I still pronouncing her name like that? Forward 3. It's just a great whiff punisher and a great mid, you know, and it leaves them head first. Knockdown, you know what I mean? So that's pretty rare for a move to do that, but it'd be great at the wall, and it's just a great whiff punisher, good range, and safe. So all around pretty good move. So next up we got sidestep 4. It's another one of those sexy spike mids that I always talk about. It's good for setups, you know, if you do a down forward 1 and then sidestep into this. It is +4 on block as well, so that's really good, you know, for frame advantage and just for overall scare setups. And I mean, come on, it launches on normal hit. Why wouldn't you be sidestepping and using this move, you know? Alright, so the final move I got on here, it's really strange. It's a very safe mid launcher, but it takes a while to start up. She sort of does a little stutter, but I still think it's worth trying for this because, yeah, it's safe, so why wouldn't you attempt it? And you get a full launch from it. I mean, usually when a character has a safe launcher, the trade-off is usually it's a high or, you know, like down forward 2s for most characters. It doesn't hit them if they duck. It doesn't launch them, sorry. So for the trade-off just to be a little bit of a slow startup, I reckon that's a pretty good move. And yeah, it's a full launch and it's pretty damaging as well. Alright guys, that about does it for June. So far on the list, I've got Armor King, Marduk, Ancient Ogre, and Kunimitsu to do. maybe bake as well. So if you guys are interested and you want to see somebody that you would like to see in Season 2, just hit me up and I'll analyze the moves and tell you guys what's the best to use just in case they do get added. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys soon. Take it easy.